Yo. Welcome to the 317 Sports Project with Penn and Pops. I am Penn.
I'm Pops.
What's going down, y'all? Hold on. So, should I tell them how it just happened?
Do whatever
I think I should tell you guys what just happened. So, if we're coming in a little weird tonight, it's because I got my vape pen. Everybody knows I'm very 420 friendly, marijuana medical card, been a fan for over 20 years. But for some reason, if I don't hit this like consistently, when I go to hit it, it like the smoke won't come out. So I gotta like hit it, and then it comes out in an abundant amount like a bong rip. And so for the last, I'd say minute and a half, 2 minutes, I've been coughing my ass off.
Yeah, it sounded like an amateur. Touche. So, we in here, episode 46, Naptown Takeover. If you hear me cough every once in a while. Naptown Takeover.
I am struggling. This mug got me, bro. Will you tell them what's going on?
Yeah, I got it. Episode 46, we got Naptown Takeover. It is Tuesday, February 20th. Episode drops February 23rd, 10 a.m. You know, we do it every other Friday. Everywhere you podcast. We got Apple, YouTube, Spotify, Google, Virgin Mobile.
We are on Virgin Mobile.
Wherever you do it. Hit the subscribe button. Share, follow us, tell somebody, watch us.
That was very well done, bro.
Yeah.
That was you do that. I'm excited for mic checks. You ready for mic checks? Yeah. How you doing, bro?
I'm fine. I'm good. I'm fine. I was a little sick last week.
Yes, you were.
Before we went to Indy. So happy that's no longer.
Fair.
Work was busy today. I worked late.
Too busy?
Not too busy. Just I got caught up with a project that held me from doing the things that I wanted to do. Sometimes that happens.
Facts.
Yeah. And then you go home. That's about it. What you got going on?
Fantastic day today. Went to the coffee shop, put some work in, had a task list of about 6 or 7 things, knocked every single one of those off, got a great workout in, did some more research for this episode for the secret segment we haven't talked about yet that I'm excited for. Yeah, man, I kicked ass and took names today. Tomorrow's a different day, and that may not be the case.
Never know.
Today,
things shift real quick in life.
That's the only thing that's guaranteed in life is change.
You just got to be able to pivot.
You sure do.
Got to stay on your toes.
So, today was a good day. Tomorrow, who the hell knows?
Absolutely.
Show me some Mary. What
we got going on? We got NFL Super Bowl recap.
I thought we already did this, but we didn't, huh? I thought we already did, but we did it.
Yeah, we couldn't have.
We couldn't have, exactly, but... Because it was the 6th, the game was the 11th, so we 100% did not, but I almost texted you like, bro, we already covered this. We did not.
Okay.
It just feels like it was forever ago.
Super Bowl recap.
Facts.
If not, we were going to do something on the fly.
For sure.
PGA, Tiger's back. Well,
is he
back?
Tiger's back.
Tiger's back.
Tiger's back.
Tiger's back. We're going to talk about the All-Star Weekend, athletes in action, college basketball, almost March Madness time. Got a nice little show for you.
For sure. The fine print and a special segment to honor Black history. We're mad excited for that.
We didn't, right?
We didn't cover it, bro. It was the 6th. The game was on the 11th. Like, it was last, 2 Sundays ago or whatever. Last episode we did predictions. Exactly. Yes,
this
sir.
This is the recap.
I had to go back and look myself. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Quick hitters. The good. The Golden State Warriors, my dog, have won 8 out of their last 10. By the time you guys watch this on Friday, it could be different. But as of right now, they've won 8 of their last 10, officially over 500 for the first time, probably this season. Klay Thompson came off the bench and busted for 35 the other day. Kuminga's out here averaging 15 and a half and 5 rebounds. Draymond is not punching nobody right now.
He got close.
He got close.
It was close. It was close.
Are they or can they be dangerous? And will they win another championship? Just won one 2 years ago. So for those who didn't remember, I didn't remember.
I think the Golden State Warriors are kind of like the Kansas City Chiefs. In the playoffs, they don't beat themselves. So they're going to play well. They're going to be in most of the games. You have to eliminate them and keep your foot on the neck. You just have to, period.
My dog. The Ohio State men's hoop squad officially fired our guy Chris Holtmann last week. We both unfortunately agreed that it was either time and or it was coming. They hadn't won a road game in over 365 days. Their players needed a new voice. We both agree with that. And then they follow it up with a surprise upset over number 2 Purdue and E's punk ass. Big ups to Mr. Diebler, second coach ever to win versus a top 2 team in his debut. That's CH's first time getting fired. What's next for him? And was he cheering against OSU this past Sunday?
I'll say this and kind of piggyback off of him. First time him being fired. It's not that it'll be the last time he gets hired. Chris Holtmann's a great basketball coach. I think in all moments there's times for change, and a lot of those. And I think you're like players maybe not listening to how he's presenting it anymore. And
fair.
That just happens. And it might just be he needs
it can't even necessarily mean what he's saying. It could be how he's saying it.
How he's saying it.
It's very true.
It just could be the presentation of it. Because I think we've saw, especially the start of the year, starting 12-3, and then you start Big Ten, and you kind of go, what happened? It's like, and you're in majority of the game. So it's closing. Closing's an issue. At some point, that big of a job, you got to lose it. In the last 2 seasons, if you have those Big Ten records, that's what's going to happen.
Snurf.
And yeah, I think he's probably rooting against him a little bit. Like, he will never say it out loud. Maybe to his wife, but
I'm gonna ask him one day, like, "Hey, homie, like,
did you kind of
you cheering against Purdue?
He'll probably go, no, those are my guys out there. Like, you did.
You were cheering for Purdue a little bit. The ugly, the NBA All-Star Game. The final was 211 to 186. I know that's a lot of points, and people love scoring, but what in the absolute filth, slander, and fuck is going on with the All-Star Game? These aren't even video game numbers, bro. This is like, let's just go out here and watch these dudes warm up. I
cannot score that many points in 2K.
Thank you. And this was I want to say kind of a phenomenal weekend, depending upon what you thought of the festivities. But I will say this is a letdown way to end the 3-day celebration over and over and over again.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about what we think will get fixed and all of that shit.
This dude's segue skills, bro. That was fire how you did that, because you're absolutely right. We'll talk about that in a little bit later. Shot for shot, what you got? I got the crow.
He's got Shigala. So
Google that.
All right, shot for shot. Question 1. I don't remember which one I was going to do.
It doesn't matter. Do them both.
Sounds good.
Yes, sir.
Oh, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Who, in honor of Black History Month, this was on the fly. I didn't even see this question till right now. Who was the first African-American quarterback to start in a Super Bowl?
Doug Campbell.
No.
Well, he's the first to win a Super Bowl.
You just said the wrong last name. I think you're probably thinking of
Doug Williams. Doug Williams, Washington Redskins. Doug Williams, Washington Redskins. I knew it was 8 letters. Doug Williams, Washington Redskins.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Oh, there you go.
For sure. Most assists in college basketball history.
Oh, Jesus. Most assists.
It's more simple than you think it is. Although you're a little bit young, this is still, when I say the name, you're going to be like, yeah, that definitely checks out.
Most assists. Played in the NBA as well?
A little bit.
Oh, okay.
One of them.
Mm-hmm. Didn't quite translate?
Exactly.
I'll be honest with you. I came into college basketball a lot later.
Well, you may not know then.
Like, I came in a lot. I watched NBA first. I did not start watching college basketball until I was probably in, like, late middle school, early high school.
Okay, so this is one of those things that, like, you would have heard his name.
I know his name. Like,
100%.
There's no way I don't.
There's no way you don't.
Don't know.
Bobby Hurley?
No, don't know that name.
Okay. You guys are, I know you guys out there right now who are going to watch this and hear him just say that he doesn't know doesn't know who Bobby Hurley is.
Are you surprised at the same time?
Slightly shocked.
I need this one. Oh, sucks.
Pour your sipso for your lipso. You don't gotta go crazy. You definitely gotta open that lid more than that, though. That's weird. That's fine, though. Bobby Hurley played with Christian Laettner at Grant Hill, won championships, beat UNLV's running Rebels, beat Michigan. Like Bobby Hurley, he was running shit with Duke back then.
Good for Bobby.
Yeah, for sure. He was a
good man.
Deal. But he was.
I know the other two names.
Right? You don't know Bobby Hurley, the dude who was getting him the ball. That's
sure don't.
That's crazy. It'd be like that sometimes.
Bobby, you seem like a great human.
You got any questions for us? You know the drill. AKA POPSZC. And at Be Honest, BYONEST. Send us a question. We'll slide it over to the other one. You know how he gets down for sure. Moving on. Shoutouts. I want to take a second, in all seriousness, to give some love to my homies Connor Johnson and Shane Johnson. Their sister Megan passed away this last Saturday. She, like our brother Steven, battled for a long, long time, and that's all that really needs to be said on that specific topic. But as two people who lost a relative not too long ago, we empathize and completely understand what you are going through. I just want to say that we're thinking of you, Papa Johnson, Bruce, Mama Johnson, Kelly, and the rest of the fam. Love me some Megan, and again, like I was saying, we just experienced this not too long ago. Addiction and depression is real, so hug your people, man.
Hug them.
Hug your people. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and get busy with Around the World and some other fun stuff, y'all. We'll be right back in a sec.
We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
We're back. 317 Sports Project with Penn Pops. That was a dope ass intro, about 13, 15 minutes long. That's a good run right there. Around the world. Let's kick it off, dog. What you got?
Corner shot. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl. Kansas City wins in overtime.
Shit.
Everybody already knows that one, but they won in overtime. I would say.
Is it fixed?
I think there's preferences.
There's preferences, huh? There's some dead ass preferences, because
I think preferences for sure. I think all teams have a chance, but there's preferences.
Say less. Keep it moving.
Okay.
All right.
I would say Kansas City did what they do. They made adjustments at halftime. Andy Reid's a hell of a coach.
Facts.
And let 49ers beat themselves in the second half.
Shanahan be Shanahanin.
Correct.
Shanahan be Shanahanin.
Yeah.
I think that San Francisco made way too many mistakes early in the game. I think that was one of those games where you got to be up 10 to 14 points. Mm-hmm. You get down to the red zone at the beginning of the game. McCaffrey fumbles. You can't do that because they're gonna score.
And 49ers defense actually played very well in the first half. So it's like at some point the offense has to do something. Now the one thing I think we saw was what the difference between a different level quarterback that can do between Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's a serviceable game manager. I think Cam Newton's very right in the things that he says about Brock Purdy.
Wow. Look at that. You agree with Cam on that?
Yeah.
I love it. You're not wrong. I agree with you on that.
Like, you can't have that many red zone visits and you have 4 and outs. And I think there's a difference between someone else probably moves around the pocket a little more and takes a chance at a different play and actually hits the target a little more often.
Preach.
But if that's what you're looking for,
he drops some dimes every once in a while. Though.
Exactly,
he does. Right? Like
he
drops some.
He shows flat. He's not a bad quarterback,
damn,
but there is a ceiling to the level that he can play at, and I think you see that in the Super Bowl. You need a really, really great player, or your defense and everybody's got to be just.
You got to have Trent Dilfer in the Baltimore Ravens defense if you're going to pull that off.
Correct.
It's the only way,
right?
For sure.
And at that point, that's what makes those fumbles and all those things really, really hard, because you don't have a quarterback that's going to go score you 21 points and this was him that did it.
Yes.
That's just not what's going to happen on that team.
You're absolutely right. So like you said, I think they KFC messed around and stayed in that game way too long, too many mistakes. And like you said, Shanahan be Shanahan. How many times has he been in a Super Bowl or been in a really big game, either with a lead or whatever the case may be, and be blown it?
Too often.
He is like too often.
Too often.
He's been in the Super Bowl a couple times, few times.
Yeah.
Atlanta, San Francisco, a couple times. Like, dog.
Too often.
All right.
So yeah, Kansas City got it. I think the highlights are you didn't see Taylor Swift that often. At least I thought it was that much. We had Usher have his lovely Super Bowl halftime show.
Usher killed that halftime show.
He did.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
Yeah.
Usher killed that halftime show.
Yeah, I think it shows generationally, like the people that are saying no are like, they're definitely of a younger generation that don't really like, didn't listen to Usher like we listened to Usher.
My question is this: younger generation, who the hell from there is doing the halftime show?
Correct.
Tekashi, they're gonna bring out a bunch of people with face tattoos. Lil Yachty gonna come out and mumble rap during the halftime show?
Yeah.
No.
Right. So I think that was for just like last year when we had Eminem and Dre and all those guys. We're having like our generation of music.
Just dopeness. It's
what's being celebrated. I thought it was great. Thought it was better. And like you knew I had my reservations. I thought it was phenomenal.
You thought it was gonna be recorded.
I didn't really even think about that until he came out, and I'm like, oh, they got actually are letting him sing. Yeah. Because it's not like he can't. But
you thought I meant recorded.
When you go, what?
You thought I meant recorded.
Oh shit! Yeah. I did think it was gonna be recorded.
You thought it was gonna be recorded.
Yeah, I did. But still, it let me go on my flow.
I get it.
But yeah, I think. You have to, when you kind of go with that, when people are surprised, like, oh, they let him sing, and it's like, that's a huge deal, because really I only think of Pink as being like who performed when she performed at the Grammys and did her thing in the air. And
she was really singing.
She was really singing.
It's
like, normally when you do a lot of dancing, they're like, hey, how's your breath control?
For sure.
Hold your breath for 30 seconds.
How's your breath control? But for real.
Hold your breath for 30 seconds.
For real. Do burpees and say your words. Like dead serious. Moving on to a less happy note. Go ahead. The parade shooting.
So of course they had the parade, and then lovely humans had to bring some guns and then do a shooting during the parade. During the Super Bowl celebration, broke out. One person got killed. At least 20 injured. 2 of the juveniles have been charged in connection.
Juveniles. We're talking about children.
Correct.
We're talking about little life children.
No, there's more. It's kind of one of those situations where they're not giving up names. And that's kind of what I would read with that, because it's like, that there's more. You have no other, like.
There's more.
There's more.
Period.
So that is very sad. So to the families, to everybody that was just trying to enjoy their teams winning, sorry that happened, because that's ridiculous.
Sadly, I'm not surprised.
At the same time, I'm not surprised either.
Wingshot PGA
Genesis Open.
Sega Genesis Open.
Tiger's back.
What about his back?
His back. Yeah. He did have his debut his new Sunday Red. What do you think of the emblem? Have you seen it and everything?
I have not.
Oh, you haven't even seen it? Here, I'll pull it up really quick.
Is the name of it Sunday Red?
Just broken up like it's written down there.
That's his brand?
Correct. That is his bread through TaylorMade. So left Nike, TaylorMade got his. There you go. He is not a fan.
There's no way.
That is his brand.
There's no way. That's a real life red tiger.
Yeah. Lord
Jesus have mercy. What does that look like to you? If you didn't know that was Tiger Woods,
I'd have to squint my eyes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's bad.
It looks like when you used to eat toaster strudels and they used to let you paint the frosting on it.
That's exactly what that looks like. That's really who. You know how many people had to come together to name that?
Yeah.
And do that?
Yeah, and I don't like Sunday Red. Doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. The tiger really bothers me. Like, and again, I still don't like Sunday Red.
I don't like Sunday Red. SDR.
Sitter.
Red. Sitter. Again, you recorded.
Yeah. So yeah, for what people were expecting when it's like, oh, Tiger's gonna go sell Brandon, and that was what was revealed. I was like, it looks like you asked like a young child to go like, hey, you want to draw a picture for me?
No doubt,
right?
No doubt.
Not my favorite.
Like,
not with that big of people and big a company.
It's a lot of.
That's it.
It's a big investment for bad branding. You want to talk about him on the course, or does
on
that
the course?
Really
First round had its ups and downs. I believe, if I remember right, he ended up being 1 over, 2 over for the first round. Had flashes of playing really, really well. Was 2 under at one point. Then you have a few birdies, you got a few bogeys. You don't play that often. That's what happens.
The name of his brand is Sunday Red.
Correct.
I'm sorry.
Now I think like people get excited that he's on the course, and I do too. Like what he brings to the sport and the crowds is just different, whether you like him or not. It's just kind of like it makes it more fun to watch because there's people hooting and hollering.
Yeah.
Don't ever let me say hooting and hollering like that. Ever.
I saw that. I was just letting you ride. No, I seen it.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either.
I didn't like it. Hooting and hollering.
There you go. You need some more bass in your voice. And don't bend over when you say it ever again either. Don't ever lean in to say it. It's too much. I don't like that. I don't like that. Oh, my answer is no. He had to retire early in the second round. He got sick.
Yeah, so everyone, including commentators, were when he retired in the kind of early in the second round. Everybody was like, well, there you go, because he was already limping and stuff. Now he's got his ankle fused, his back fused. Like, he's going to limp regardless.
This Negro is bionic.
Correct. That should be the name of a title of a track.
that should be his brand name. Bionic Negro. That should be Sunday Red. They need to go back to TaylorMade, and Bionic Negro by Tiger Woods needs to be the new fucking brand name. You're welcome.
And then have RoboCop.
Just being honest.
Yeah.
Just being honest. So he had to retire. I got some questions.
Yeah.
Could you say here that you want to believe, but you still wonder how his body felt walking the course? Like, my questions are this. And I wrote this in after your thing. I wonder to what capacity is he starting to diminish his brand, not Sunday Best, but the Tiger Wood brand, and should we save him from himself? He will clearly never be himself again. When do we take him out back and put him down? As much as he's done, and I know he's done a lot for the game and all of that, at what capacity is he starting to both hurt himself and his brand and all of those things?
I'll say this, the golf community doesn't think that of
Okay.
Tiger. And I think the biggest part of that,
it's not like watching that old hooper just not be able to hoop no more.
No, and I think the biggest one was because he won the Tour Championship in 2019 when he came back from, before the car wreck, when he came back from the other injuries, when he came back from the other injuries, and everybody was like, he'll never do it again.
Who got the car light?
Yeah. He's on the course going, bring it.
You laugh, bro. I'm dead ass serious.
But no, I don't think
he is metal everywhere.
Because of now how he is on the course, if he was still an asshole.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I think that's one of those things. The fact that he is joking with players
so broken,
on the course
he's cool
again.
now, you know what I'm saying?
He's been so humbled in his life that he's like, I just want to see I'm teaching my son. I'll play in a few tournaments. Great for the fans.
Tiger has been beaten by his wife with a golf club.
Yeah.
Tiger has flipped upside down in cars. Tiger has had 88 back surgeries, ankle surgeries, knee surgeries. Yeah. Like, Tiger has been through a lot for this fucking game of golf, dog.
Correct.
For lot.
And I think because of that, and it's like, you've done a lot.
You've done a lot, because...
we'll let you out there. Because he still has great shots as well. Like, Tiger has gone out and done a 10 under round. It's just hard to believe. He can't do that for 4 days.
No doubt.
Like, that's what the thing is. But, people will tune in to watch him do it once. He is still that much more crafty in his ideas on the course. Even with his body now, he hits shots that are no one else is even thinking about trying that.
Is there any way in golf, and you're absolutely right. That's a good point. Is there any way in golf that they would do like a 1-day event? Is that just not how they do it?
No.
Okay.
No, some lower level like belows has some 2 and 3 day events and stuff like that, but PGA doesn't have anything.
72 holes.
But the other thing too is that he's eligible to ride a cart. He just refuses.
Oh.
Like, because of his injuries, he's actually allowed to ride in a cart in the majority of the tournaments.
Oh, all right, Tiger. I kind of like have a little bit more respect for you.
Right.
Not your brand, but you.
Yeah.
Sunday best is still horrible.
Correct.
You want to talk about Nakasaki Hakajimura?
Hideki Matsuyama.
Him too.
Did end up winning the tournament, 17 under, gets his 9th win on the PGA Tour. One of my favorite golfers.
Oh, he's balling.
Like beat out Will Zalatoris as he's coming back from all of his injuries. If anyone wants good bets for golf, bet on Will Zalatoris this year. Last year was his return from back surgery after fracturing 3 vertebrae.
Jesus.
So last year he was not going to have a good year. I almost guarantee you that he's going to be in the top 5 in majority of, especially the majors. Put your money on Will Zalatoris this year.
Oh, all right. Top of the key. NBA All-Star in Indy. First of all, let's just get right into it. Who in the hell was the weirdo, undisclosed player putting camera? Don't be trying to hide your face. Who was the weirdo, undisclosed player?
Hold on.
Hold
on. Why has no one said anything else about it?
Thank you.
You can't leak a story on ESPN that says undisclosed player caught under suspicion of putting cameras during the All-Star break in the locker rooms.
Weird.
And it has been 4 days.
Thank you.
And no one else has said anything.
This nigga still undisclosed. Anything about it has been disclosed. Y'all ain't talking nothing about this. So,
and apparently NBA, you wanted to close the door.
You know what I'm talking about. You know Penn Pops ain't scared. So who is the weirdo doing that? Before we even get into All-Star Weekend, that is a hell to the no.
We know Dwight's overseas.
It ain't Dwight. It ain't Dwight. That is absolutely true. Festivities, rising stars. Big ups to our boy Ben Math on taking home the MVP trophy. Scored 18 points in the semifinals. You stated, which is interesting to me, as much of a Pacers fan you are, but you're also a realist. You stated that you think it looked like it was a little bit fixed. Elaborate on that, Pops.
I think that there was a preference.
You love this nigga, this word, okay. So the word of the day, kids, is preference.
I think there's a preference. I think they wanted to show Indiana shine. And that could be, I don't even mean necessarily the NBA, Jalen, because it was Jalen's team. Like, hey, can we try to get Mathurin this thingy? Like, I think that was a discussion to let Mathurin go.
You might be right.
Right? Like, now, if you start playing like shit, you ain't gonna win. We're probably gonna pull you back. But then he starts hitting shots. He looked more comfortable on the floor than he has probably in the last 3 weeks of the season.
Facts.
Because he's been dealing with like some leg soreness and stuff. Mm-hmm. But he had more fun doing it,
for sure.
Which that'll take a lot of your pain away.
You ain't never lied.
So when I say that, I'm like, think that there was a preference between the teams, and hey, we want to make sure Indy's highlighted because it's Jalen coaching.
You think there was a preference in the undisclosed player with the locker room? You think there was a somebody had to say it. Skills challenge. Pacers, Miles, Tyrese, and Ben won the skills challenge. They actually won that joint on a last second shot by our boy Ty Ty. They won the first challenge, which was the rings of fire, whatever the hell you want to call that. I don't know what the hell they were calling that. I just know the circles were way too big for them fools to be playing basketball with. It's what?
Yeah. I think a lot of the skill got taken out.
It was so bad, bro.
How big those things were.
So bad.
They've never been that big before.
It was so bad.
It was very interesting, and I know they made them that big because they had some non-traditional skill players that normally did. Normally, it's a bunch of point guards and then like a passing big guy like Sabonis who had won it two times. So like. I see, because I don't think of Ben Caro as a passing dude. You know what I mean? Like,
you're not wrong,
right?
bro. You're not wrong.
Right,
we got to make these bigger than normal,
yeah,
to make sure they can score points.
Yeah,
because it'd be stupid to have 16 points as the high score.
Correct.
Again, you said that you think there were some things that weren't so legitimate about our Pacers bringing home the trophy on that. Elaborate on that, broski.
The tiebreaker prior to the half-court shot, or, for them to get into the finals there, or however you want to state it, they were supposed to also shoot from that far right side, and they didn't. They just alternated between the 4 and the 5 points or whatever it was, 6 points and 5 points, whatever it was on the left side. And nobody said nothing. But technically, that is a disqualification, just like Cat's big foot.
I was thinking that segue skills. Speaking of which, moving to the three-point contest. Damian Lillard repeats as the champ, first back-to-back since 06-07. Jason Capono, 4 players busted for 26, which is crazy in that round. D. Lillard, Ty, Trae Young, and Cat's cheating ass. Every player in the contest had at least 20 points. Has the three-point contest become the most exciting part of our All-Star weekend, because the NBA is all about marksmanship.
Do you want to try that last part?
Should I do that again? I think I should do that again. Has the three-point contest become the most exciting part of All-Star weekend, since the NBA is all about marksmanship nowadays? I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
EYE.
you concur.
Yep.
I don't even remember what I was going to say, but yes.
Marksmanship. As the NBA has the three-point contest become the most important or most...
Well, because we've become such a shooting matters before anything else, you have the best of the best players, because it's not any toll on their bodies whatsoever, want to do the shooting contest. So you always have a Steph, Damian Lillard. I mean, you have really good three-point shooters that want to do it and be competitive in doing it and look pissed off when they don't make the finals.
No doubt.
That is competitive.
No doubt. Sabrina versus Steph. Can't lie. I thought this would be low-key gimmicky, but it was not. They straight battled. Sabrina shot from NBA range, which impressed the shit out of me. Not really. I mean, she's a straight shooter, but like, she stepped back and did that shit. She had 26 points and gave Steph everything he could handle. Steph finished with 29 and won. But the whole thing was dope. And Steph proved that he was the best three-point shooter of the night.
Do more.
Right?
Do more stuff like that. Like, and I know we have this question at the end here that basically is like what can be improved, or if I don't know if you wrote it in there or not, we were going to talk about it anyway.
You're just going to go ahead and just cut to it?
No,
okay.
I just think that these are the things that you want to do. We have another shooter coming in like Caitlin Clark. Make sure she's involved. You start doing like they do in the PGA, and you go the versus thing where you start just having
dope shit.
I think you can have really fun stuff that happens with the team. I
would actually love to see these young ladies and young men's dribbling abilities in some capacity.
Yeah.
I would love to see like Kyrie's bag. You know what I mean? Just like that. I would love to see something like that
with some sort of scoring system.
For sure. That'd be crazy. You know what I mean? That'd be crazy. Dunk contest. Max McClung brought it back one again. Judges seem to be on some bullshit. The dunks just seem to be okay to me. How'd you feel about the dunk contest, broski?
I went to bed.
Thank you. The All-Star game.
Didn't watch one dunk.
Stupidity, 211 at 186, 397 points total. Damian Lillard stole the MVP from Ty. And Giannis,
on absolute purpose.
Him and Giannis were on some bullshit. They were on some bullshit.
It was absolutely purposeful.
Yeah, they were on some petty ass hoe shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Recap. We actually went to Indy over the weekend. We were supposed to go there for all 3 or 4 days, whatever. To some capacity, I'm kind of happy we didn't, to be honest with you, though.
I'm okay with it.
I really am happy that we did it. So we pulled up on Sunday. We were going to go there for the whole weekend. Ended up, he was still not as sick as he was, I guess I should say. He was feeling a lot better on Sunday morning. Took that extra couple of hours. We didn't leave at 8 a.m. We left around 10 or whatever. And pulled up in the city. Hung out for 5 or 6 hours. The festivities were dope. Convention center was great. Artistry everywhere, basketball courts all over the place. NBA store had way too much all-star stuff in there. I should still be able to buy something Indiana Pacers in there, is what kind of we came away thinking from that experience.
And
but it was dope.
What's interesting too is that I saw the next day everything in the store was 50% off.
Yeah.
In store only.
Yeah.
But there was still not one thing I was like, oh man.
No, I'm gonna go back and get that because number one, I didn't want anything, but number two, 50% off was still like $200.
Correct.
So my answer is no, cause wing shot.
Wing shot, athletes in action.
Oh, hold on. Before we go to that, there was a great deal of scrutiny from individuals who visited the city, both players and reporters and all of that, stating that they thought it was a shit show and they didn't have fun in Indy. Why do you think that is?
Because the only places they think of are Vegas and
Miami and LA
and stuff.
Okay,
I mean,
their perspective
for
sure.
Like when they go,
they don't want to go to the snow for the All-Star break.
Right,
that's
like,
fair.
They're not wrong.
No, that's fair
when
in
they're
that
comparing
capacity.
it to those cities
For sure.
But there's also a mental aspect of it is you're assuming how bad it is and you're refusing
You're
to
gonna
go look for the things to go have fun.
Boom. See, that's why we did that. Wing shot, athletes in action. What's going on out here with these foods, Pops?
Isaiah Stewart.
Gotta love him.
Arrested after punching Drew Eubanks of the Phoenix Suns in a pregame fight.
We talk about practice.
A pregame, and it was behind. It wasn't
Y'all
even
niggas
while
had
they were
beef
on the
before.
court.
Y'all niggas had beef before.
It was coming out of the tunnel.
For sure, they had beef before. Somebody did something to somebody's something.
Pregame.
Yep.
You haven't even made it to court. You punched him in the face.
He was like, it's on site. He's sent something through the basketball, whatever. So it was like, hey, bro, let him know that when I see him, it's on site. And he just happened to see him before the game. That was real.
So, court date set for the 23rd after being charged with a misdemeanor assault. This one was not getting swept under the rug. We're not saying it just was in practice. We'll handle this internally. You got arrested. You got a court date.
That's not his teammate, right?
No.
Okay. Opposing.
He's on
Okay.
Detroit.
I was about to say, Lord Jesus. Okay.
Correct.
Detroit. That makes sense.
Yeah.
What's next?
Bryn Forbes or Brian. Brian?
No, it ain't Brian. Don't do that. Don't put that on us. Don't even.
You never know. It's black people.
You gotta know.
Former NBA player was arrested on a family violence charge on the 13th, the day before Valentine's Day. Man. No, that's not written on here.
Oh, that's definitely not scripted. That is definitely not scripted.
Assaulting a family member by choking, strangulation, which is a 3rd-degree felony.
You need some sit-down time.
That's just not good.
You need some sit-down time. I don't know if that means jail for you or house arrest or just a break.
Yep.
Oh, you found another one?
Yeah, I had one. I just didn't write it
There
down.
you go.
We got Haywood Highsmith. Haywood
Highsmith. That's a tough one.
Being sued by 21-year-old who lost his leg during a car accident that Haywood was a part of.
He hoops?
Yes, he's on the Heat.
Oh, Haywood.
Let's see. Alexi Pino filed a lawsuit on Friday in Florida alleging he was helping assist a stranded motorist on February 6th in Miami when Highsmith barreled into him in his 2021 Audi 5 at high rate of speed.
Jesus.
He lost his leg.
Yeah.
You are definitely going to lose that lawsuit.
You're definitely got to come up off something.
Correct.
You got to come up off something.
Correct.
For real.
You'll settle.
For sure.
But you're settling for a lot.
For sure.
And by the state of
and
it,
it's not
how
going to be a leg.
Well, no, here's what I was thinking. When I read your name and I didn't know who you were, you can't afford as much as some other people.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much. He's absolutely valid, though. You're going to have to borrow from Ben and Jimmy.
Correct.
Tyler Hero. Corner shot. We renamed it the Halliburton. I'm not mad at that. That was you. That was very well done. No, we should duh.
Right. It's probably one of the top 2.
Duh. The Neesmith, the Jalen. We could have just so many things. What you got from the corner, man? This is you.
Women's basketball standings. Take a peeky peek.
Take a peeky peek. Okay. That's a link. Look at you. Linked up.
Of course, South Carolina, they are 25-0. I just don't.
Do you see them Ohio State women's Buckeyes sneaky, cuz?
I wrote it in there. 22-3, which was so funny to me. Someone came up and to me, it was probably 10 to 12 games ago, and was like, "OSU women's isn't as good as they were," and I hadn't watched them yet. I hadn't watched them yet in the season. I was like, well, let me turn on a game, and I saw the record was 12-3 at the time, and I was like, I'm confused. I'm confused.
And they went 10-0 since that day. Just so you guys know, they went 10-0 since that day. So
long story short, I'm still confused by that statement.
Confused.
But you have other teams like Stanford, Iowa, and Texas that are rounding out the top 5. A lot of good teams. I mean, all of those top 5 teams only have 3 losses as the most.
I have to just backtrack a little bit.
What you got?
It's probably a lot easier to fire one head coach when the head coach on the other locker room
looks like that.
Is 22-3.
Yeah.
It's very easy to do that.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're packing the house.
Correct.
For games.
Correct.
Yeah.
And there's kind of a sexist mind on that, right? Where you kind of go like, the women's team can't be that much better than the men's team. You know that there's thought processes in that school.
Except at UConn and South Carolina, should this be going on?
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So that definitely has some weight.
That didn't hit me until right to looking at that record. Like you said 13-2, and that was Ohio State's record, men's at one time.
They were both 12-3 at the exact same time. Yeah. And things changed. So
I can't handle you anymore. Keep it pimping, bro.
So I was talking about, we mentioned OSU continues to be successful on the floor, look to make some noise in this year's tournament.
Great question.
I always say, is it too hot right now?
Great question. It's going to be hard to win 30 games straight. It's going to be, you know what I mean?
Like,
it's going to be hard to win 30
life is
straight.
balance. And at some point, something's going to happen to balance you out.
They'll lose.
But
they'll lose in the tournament. They'll lose in the Big Ten tournament. They won't win the Big Ten tournament. They'll lose in the Big Ten tournament, and that'll
reset.
Be
because honestly,
you
want to have the mental reset at some point in the season because you guys lock back in. You get kind of complacent when you just keep winning. I don't know that
unless you start winning like 4 games left to go in the season, and then you get super hot through the tournament, and then you just win on it.
So when you go mid-season, you've been on that streak since then.
You gotta lose.
You gotta lose somewhere. You gotta lose somewhere
a little bit for sure.
Yeah,
you gotta lose somewhere. So I think they'll probably lose in like the finals of the Big Ten tournament. Iowa or one of those teams will get them in the Big Ten tournament. They'll be a number 1 seed. They'll be in the Final Four, and from there you flip it and just fucking go ball and see what happens. That's pretty much it.
Yep.
For sure. Men's?
Nope.
Ready for
Caitlin
men's?
Clark breaks record for all-time scoring in women's college basketball against Michigan. Needed 8 points to get the record and did it in about a minute and a half, hitting a logo 3 to break the record.
She pulled from deep.
Yeah.
She pulled from deep. Like
real deep.
Like she did that.
Pull from deep.
She did
that. I think the coolest part about that is she's only, if I remember right, about 120 to 130 points from beating the all-scoring record in NCAA men's or women's by Pistol Pete.
Oh, she gonna get that.
Correct.
She gonna get that. 150 points. That girl, she'll have that shit but before the tournament starts. Yeah, she gonna get that.
Yes.
Damn, Caitlin. That's what's up. All right. Do you see that picture of Sabrina Ionescu? Can we just talk about this for a second?
Damn.
I didn't know it was like that because I didn't know. Right. Sabrina, I had good for you. You are literally fuego.
Yeah.
Fuego. Go ahead, dog.
Yeah. Men's standings. UConn's crazy.
Crazy, bro.
24-2.
Crazy,
24-2. They are so damn good. Might have more to say about them here in a second.
I don't think they're going to repeat, though.
I don't. Top 5, you got UConn, Houston, Purdue,
Not
Arizona,
no more. There's no way Purdue's still in the top 5 after that.
Yeah, they just went down 1 spot.
Really?
They were number 2 overall.
Losing to Ohio State and you drop 1 spot?
1 spot. Houston overtook them. I mean, they're still 23-3.
Okay, that's fair.
Because then if you were to go that, Arizona's 20-5.
Sure. You're fair. No, you're fair. There's a lot of 7-loss teams and shit out there. Yeah. I didn't really look like that. I didn't look. You're right.
Still that.
Damn.
The biggest one I hate to see right now is North Carolina is on a 3-game losing streak.
That's
they are down to 10 right now. But again, we just talked about this.
Exactly.
Right? So it's all right. Go make. You don't even need to win the ACC tournament.
No. Go to the
just
deep
win a couple games. Yeah, you
get to Saturday.
Right. Yeah,
get to Saturday.
Have a fun. You and Duke at the end of the season, and we're good.
Absolutely,
because they're going to be another dangerous team in the tournament for sure.
Watch out for Dayton Flyers in the tournament. Too.
Oh, yeah. Dayton's phenomenal.
I don't know if y'all know, but they're balling. So watch out for Dayton in that tournament time for shizzle.
As we talked about, OSU upset Purdue. The funniest thing is we were walking around the city.
Yo,
and
hilarious.
I got the notification and I was like, uh-oh. And I showed B, and they were up by 5 with about 2:30 left. It's like, okay. And we kind of walked some more, and then it was like, all right, let's check in. Because from the season, you're assuming to get the notification that they lost. So...
Where's the womp womp? Yeah. Which one is womp womp?
Yeah.
Homie got a point.
It's
Homie got a point.
Like,
Homie got a
I know
point.
what you're waiting for. And then we
Homie got
look
a
and it's
point.
like, all right, so middle of the street, we just turned it on and had to stop and watch.
Freezing cold outside. Like literally up against the wall. Like
okay, we got to just watch this. But yeah, big win. And we kind of said good for the team or bad for Chris. I think we already
you got to pick one or the other. You get, like, I know that we say or both, but we're going to go first take debate here. Stephen A., Shannon Sharp, whatever the case may be. Good for the team or bad for Chris?
Bad for Chris.
Yeah. Bad for Chris.
Bad for Chris. Now, this is what normally happens in these situations when you have a firing in the middle of the season. Like, most of the time, the players get together like, we gotta either win 4-1 for coach or show them it wasn't us. What, depending on the situation with the coach, right? So like you end up like all of a sudden they win a couple or they win a big one. Like that's what happens a lot in these mid-season firings.
It's like the NFL.
I was just about to say that.
They fire, they get an interim coach. They've lost 13 straight. All of a sudden they win 2. Like
right. It's like damn. Okay.
Jeff Saturday won his first game for the love of Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like
so like. Am I surprised? No, but I think most people tend to go, see, this is why they got rid of you because you couldn't do what they just did.
Storming the court and Gene Smith kissing Diebler on the cheek and shit
good.
didn't help. That shit was not a good look at all. And my question when I say bad for my dog, because I agree, it's not good for the team. It's bad for CH. Is it make another school or make another squad apprehensive? You know what I say when they say you weren't able to get over that hump, and then Diebler comes in his first game against Purdue, who we actually watched them lose to at home, like in a situation like that down the wire last year. So bad for Chris. Keep it pimping.
Yep. Kind of talk some big game / upsets. We just talked about OSU.
UConn's fucking fire.
Biggest one, and I went into this one. Marquette's, as we talked about in the beginning of the season, is one of my favorite teams. They're kind of my favorites. And I was like, ooh, maybe they'll get the sneaky upset. They didn't. One of the most balanced attacks UConn has. They ended up winning 81-53 and get over a top 5 team in Marquette, which is crazy. They're looking like a tough team to win the tournament. I think just one of those things again, like I don't know that they're not just a repeat kind of team. I just don't see that.
I think college basketball is kind of down, Pops.
Yeah?
Yeah, when you look at these records and you look at the top 20 or whatever the case may be we're on, I think we need to close it up. I can see you keep looking at the clock. Does that mean shut it down?
No, I'm just rubbing my back.
Oh, my bad. Okay, you guys, I feel you. When you look at these teams in here, a lot of them are 6-7 losses and ranked in the top, So does that mean that basketball is more competitive? Or does that mean that NIL and teams aren't being able to gel and get to know each other and transfer portals and
I think it's all of the above, right? Because I think you have the situations where players are transferring, so the parity is a little bit more available, right? So it's like they're going to, because they can get paid, they pay more.
Now Creighton is nasty, or teams is not Creighton's always nasty, but now teams Colorado's nice, or teams that shouldn't be nice are now all of a sudden decent at basketball. When
that'll become very important is like the tournament, right? Like that is just what that'll be is there's always a team that you don't expect where their star player just randomly gets hot and carries the team. You might see some more of those games now because of that parity and what the NIL has done. So it's like the good and the bad.
Interestingly, they stay a little bit longer in the women's game, which is why squads get to develop and you know what I mean? Like for sure. Yeah. That makes sense.
For women's, they don't have a lot of places to go. So they're going to stay for 4 years and do as much as they can
and
to
WNBA
play.
is not as open.
It's just not as
Get
open.
some more teams.
Right. Like,
shit.
And it's like not everybody wants to go play in Europe. So
Or Russia.
correct. Texas take.
Texas take?
Texas.
What's your Texas take?
Texas Tech takes
Recorded.
down number 6 Kansas in the since we've recorded last. Darian Williams dropped 30 points, shooting 12 from 12 from the field and 4 from 4 for 3.
Ballin'.
Led Texas Tech to a 79-50 win over Kansas.
Never again will he go perfect from the field. But
That was your one.
That was your one.
That was it.
Don't think that's the new you.
You might go 4 for 4
I was about to say.
and pull a hammy and sit out the rest of the game. And you'll never go 12 for 12.
Not even after you retire and play rec league when you go 12 for 12 again, bro. That was it for you. That was great. Oh, you just hit the button? Okay, so we're going to take a quick break on that. Around the World was fire tonight. That was a good vibe. We got a surprise segment coming up for you. We'll be back in a second. Penn Pops 317 Sports Project. Holla, holla.
We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
We are back. Welcome back to the 317 Sports Project with Penn and Pops, presented by Clean Kicks, Columbus, Ohio's #1 premium sneaker treatment shoe cleaning service. We are here cleaning kicks, painting kicks, doing ISO restorations, and a bunch of other services. You can send us shoes in the mail. We're doing pickups and deliveries pretty soon. We got all kinds of fun shit going on. Premium sneaker treatment for premium sneakerheads. Do yourselves a favor and give us a follow over at cleankicks.614 on Instagram. Yeah. Moving on to our next segment, it is Black History Month. So in honor of Black History Month, we usually do Naptown news here, but in honesty, the Fever, the Pacers, the Butler Bulldogs, and the Colts really ain't doing much.
No, it's All-Star break, so not much to say about the Pacers at the moment. Fever, the draft hasn't started yet. I'll probably start talking about the draft prospects and then maybe the next episode, but not even then because we haven't even had March Madness yet.
No.
Don't know.
So, in honor of Black History Month, we have decided we are going to discuss 3 African American sports figures who you may or you may not know, but they did not get enough recognition. It is indeed Black History Month, so let's celebrate some history. Let me kick it off?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll kick it off. Miss Althea Gibson. If you don't know, Miss Althea Gibson was born August 25th in 1927 in South Carolina. She battled extreme racism, criticism, and bannings in her attempts to play. She was the first black woman to win a Grand Slam title in the French Championships. This is tennis, by the way. The French Championships in 1956. She won Wimbledon in 1957. She was actually given the trophy by Queen Elizabeth, which is kind of dope. She won it again in 1958. First woman to win that, black woman to win it, and then she won it back to back. She also won the U.S. Nationals, which became the U.S. Open in 57 and 58. First black woman to join the LPGA. Talk about a 2-sport athlete out here. Dog, what are we talking about? She actually went flat broke, though, was forced to do a bunch of side hustles and play tennis matches at like Globetrotter games and a bunch of other things to kind of make some money. She faced all types of racial discrimination during her career, but she ended up being inducted into pretty much every Hall of Fame that you could imagine possible.
I would hope so.
Like the International Women's Hall of Fame.
Put her in the NFL Hall of Fame at this point.
She was in every damn Hall of Fame you could ever imagine. She had postage stamps. She actually has a statue. He said statue. Statue. Bless you.
Statue.
Bless you. She is a legit legend out here in these streets, and she died September 28th, 2003 at 76 years old. Top tier 2-sport athlete in a time where you could barely play any sport.
Dude, yeah. Althea. Hey. Althea.
Dead ass.
You good human right there.
Dead ass.
Yeah.
Carry it on. Keep it moving.
Jack Johnson. Born March 31st, 1878 in Galveston, Texas.
1878, cuz.
Died in 1946.
What are we talking about?
The first black heavyweight boxing champion.
Jesus.
Boxed from 1897 to 1938.
What?
It's a long time boxing.
What are we talking about, dog?
Faced white boxer James Jeffries in 1910. Before they met in the ring, Jeffries took a shot at Johnson, stating, "Sole purpose of the fight was proving that white man is better than a Negro."
They've been trying to prove that ever since.
So, Jack Johnson had to go out there and win his first heavyweight boxing champion.
There you have it.
Results triggered riots across the U.S. One of the first celebrity athletes with a lucrative side career endorsing various products. Love that.
He was getting that OJ money before? He was getting that OJ money.
Absolutely.
I feel you.
In 1913, was convinced on...
He was what?
Convicted. Sorry. Jesus, he wasn't convinced. He was not convinced. Was convicted on trumped up charges of transporting a woman across state lines for immoral purposes because he dated interracially at that time. Lived in exile for 7 years, and when returning to the U.S. served 10 months in prison for dating a white woman. This one hits home as it's sent to prison for dating interracially, coming from our family that is made up of interracial relationships and biracial children. Can't imagine living back then when you had to worry about what race you're doing. You still kind of have to worry about it.
Thank you.
But
you had to be aware. You had to be aware about
your
it.
surroundings.
Not worried about it so much.
Definitely not going to prison for it though.
Facts.
Or being in exile for 7 years.
Jesus, Lord have mercy. Big ups to you, man. We really appreciate you, Mr. Jack Johnson. 1878, bro. What the hell did America look like in 1878?
Don't want to know.
It was crazy in 1978.
Right.
Dead ass. Mr. Charlie Sifford, born June 22nd, 1922 in Charlotte, North Carolina. Became a caddy at 13 years old. Homie was born over 100 years ago. This is absolutely crazy what's going on. Started playing pro in 1948. Did not get a real chance for the tour until 1959 for obvious reasons. 6 United Negro Golf Association Open Championships, 5 straight from 1952 to 56. First black player on the PGA Golf Tour in 1961. 22 professional wins, first black golfer inducted to the World Golf Hall of Fame in 2004, and he received the Presidential Medal of Freedom from Mr. Obama in 2014 at 92 years old, and then he died the following February 3rd, 2015 at 92. Can you imagine being the first black golfer in the South? I'm talking like, dogs, these people
just to give you an idea,
a lot, dog.
And I hope people realize, especially for the younger people to watch this, is that you think about it at that time, there were places that Tiger, when he was first getting on the tour, was not allowed to play at because of his race, and the membership was still whites only.
Thank you. Yeah.
When he first started playing, before he got on tour, but when he was a kid, he couldn't play on them. And he debuted on the tour in 97.
Thank you.
Like, come on.
So in the 80s, he couldn't play in some places.
Correct.
We talking about the 30s.
Correct.
You better cut it out. In the South.
Yes.
You better cut it out.
You couldn't diplomatically say, sorry, we have a policy. That's not what they said to that man.
They did not. That is well said.
They said, whites only pies.
Period. Yo, man, I really enjoyed this. This was a fire idea, a fire segment. I don't know how we incorporate this more, being a couple of brothers who love our black history, but this is dope, because I didn't know nothing about no Jack Johnson.
Right.
You know what I mean? Did you know about my two?
No.
Right?
I'll be honest with you, because I highly believe you saw the same article that I saw that had the list of 25. Is that what you said?
I don't know.
Okay.
I had a couple of lists.
So like when you had Althea, she was first on the list that I was on.
Okay.
And then Jack was second.
Okay.
I was like, okay. And then he was on the other one. I'm like, I don't recognize a lot of these names.
I feel less black right now.
Right? It's like and shout out to Kimberly at work. She's our employee engagement person and does a Black History quiz every Friday. It's the most nervous I've ever been in my life.
How'd you do?
Our team
that's nice.
has gotten 100% because we have the most people of color on our team.
100% is important.
But am I nervous every single time because everyone knows me here? It's not even that it's
You're
Black
supposed
history.
to do well.
Like, not that, but I'm not good to remember people's names.
Fair.
Let alone dates in history.
Fair.
So when you go, what date did Rosa Parks?
You start getting sweaty.
Right. And I'm like, and everyone's like, do you know? Man. What was it? It was 19.
Shit.
I go back and forth. I always forget because, you know, in 63.
64 or 46. You
probably don't know about that one. This happened in 63. And I always get the two confused because there were a couple buses that ran routes.
East, west,
right?
People was sitting, some was standing.
And Rosa wasn't the first. You know, she was the most vocal.
And the congregation
she was
said,
just the
"Amen."
most vocal. So like, I'm talking about Althea Gibson.
You know,
and
what you know about Claire Jameson,
right?
Who was the first woman who really sat on the bus? What you know about her?
You don't know her.
You don't know her. See, you ain't see. You
She's
haven't
not in all the books.
I'm gonna get my coffee.
And then I'm
back
gonna
to my
walk away.
office while you Google what I say her name. What I say her name was? Yeah, her.
It's the most nervous I've ever been, and every job I've ever been in the corporate world, when it's Black History.
Do you press record?
Huh?
Do you press record?
I went to the bathroom.
I don't know if we're recording. You may have walked over. You may have walked over here. We may not be recording.
Yeah, you're right.
Mine is red. If I'm recording, we're both red?
Yeah.
Okay.
Man.
Just making sure, bro.
So yes, you hit record.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't like, hey, the gummy and shit. I'm like, did I go over there? I don't fucking know.
Made me lose my flow.
It's okay.
So every office that I've been in, when it's Black History Month and they go, hey, we're doing a Black History board. We're going to talk about it in the morning meeting. I get so many looks. And they're like, Zach, do you have anything to say? I don't.
I don't.
So
thanks for
this.
Thanks for
this is nice. This is really nice. This is lovely.
I feel included.
Yeah.
I feel seen. I'll say that. Yeah. I feel seen. The fine print?
Fine print.
Question of the day. And I'm going to ask you on the spot, but I kind of forgot it. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
You are on a deserted island.
Okay.
For 30 days. You can bring one item that cannot be plugged in or battery operated. What are you bringing?
One item.
30 days, a deserted island. You can't bring something that could be plugged in, handheld, switches, none of that.
Probably a knife. You say not handheld? Wait, I'm confused. Did you say something? I can't bring a knife?
It can't be like, no, I'm just saying it can be one thing that you can't plug in and be battery operated.
Probably a knife.
Really?
Yeah, because I can use it to cut branches, then I can tie stuff together. I can use it to kill a fish. I can fish with it if I have bamboo, and then I can make it something out of it. I'm going to bring a knife.
You're so logical. I was like a deck of cards. You know what I'm saying? I play a lot of solitaire.
You'll be hungry.
I'll be all right.
You'll be hungry playing solitaire.
I'll be all right.
I'm going to get some fish.
I'll be all right.
Yeah.
You are not going out there and catching fish with a knife.
I will learn.
You are not going out there and stabbing.
I will learn.
It's going to take you 27 days.
You twine it to the edge of a stick and you have a spear more so than a small knife.
I would love to see. I want to go over one of these rivers over here and watch you spear catch a fish. A knife. That's very logical. It's not what I was expecting you to say. No. Anyway.
Well, in my head, first was my Harry Potter book.
There you go.
That's not it.
That's not going to last.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry now. I can't imagine if I was on a desert island and I just had some soup before I came.
What if you on a desert island? You say a desert island?
A desert island?
A desert island? That's hot. I said deserted. I didn't say a desert or a dessert. I said deserted.
And then I came back so matter of fact. I said dessert. I said desert, actually.
I did it. I said deserted. I said desert. Well, a knife, nigga, you gonna be out there hot is what you gonna be. That's what you gonna be. A fucking desert island. You gonna melt.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord Jesus! Quick hitters, Mike Conley contract. What's going on?
Shout out to Mike Conley's agent. Got him a 2-year, $21 million extension. Super duper agent. Like, to think of Mike Conley's contracts.
He's been getting paid.
Been getting paid and not recognized as he should in the NBA to me.
Nope.
It's like, so his agent's like, I don't think you know what my guy can do for a team. Like, and it's true, he's one of the most natural point guards in the game. Like, he's a point guard.
We've spoken on this.
Right.
Like, you need 15 to 18, 5 and 5.
Mike Conley.
Consistently hitting 3-pointers and he's gonna hit his free throws. Like, what are we talking about?
Correct.
Mike Conley.
Yes. What I didn't know.
Mike Conley.
Mike Lowry.
What I did, what you did.
You got a feng shui's house. Fuck, you want me to look at my pupils? Like a baby's butt. What I did not know, and I heard this on the radio on the way in to work this morning, was he has the highest career earnings of any OSU sports figure that came out.
Get that money, player.
There's some big names on that.
Humongous
right?
names.
So it's like to be the highest in the top 5 are Nick and Joey Bosa, Denzel Ward, and D'Angelo Russell.
I saw that you put D'Angelo. I was going to wait till you saw that you put D'Angelo.
No, I put it on purpose.
Oh, you did?
I saw it. I was like, I'm going to erase it. I'm like, no, I'm going to keep it. D'Angelo.
Not even mad at you.
D'Angelo Russell.
Undisclosed locker room stuff.
Correct.
Yeah, man. Good for Mike Conley. That's humongous. So he's over like 280 million or something crazy. What you said?
295 million career earnings.
You're okay. Yeah. And I feel like he's good with his money. I feel like Mike Conley's one of them dudes. Right. I feel like he's good with his money for sure.
I don't see him coming out in weird coats.
No, absolutely. Did you see Ty's Ice Age jacket, whatever he had going on?
I did.
That was a weird coat. That's young money. That's what that is.
Young money.
That's young money. That is definitely young money. Shot for shot round 2?
Shot for shot round 2. That's weird. That's the first thing that pops up.
We can't share that with you.
We can't share that. I'm sorry.
We can't share that with you. That's undisclosed.
Correct.
Which of these players did not win Rookie of the Year? Larry Bird, Patrick Ewing, Magic Johnson, or David Robinson?
David Robinson.
Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson.
I know, it's fucked up, right?
Really?
I know. I don't know if that's right, but that's what it said.
Well, last time wasn't right. Remember my question last time? I'm like, that's not the right
That's not the right answer. He didn't win Rookie of the Year, but he won MVP of the finals because Kareem got hurt.
Yeah, that'll happen.
I think that he won Finals MVP. That may not be wrong. That may not be right. Sarge, is that right? He's old. He'll know. So be looking like that. Sarge will correct me. If I don't know, Sarge will tell me.
All right. Try to hit this real quick.
You're not hitting that. I'm not even watching. Okay, I'll watch. No, too much.
I got real strong on that.
Mm-hmm. Larry Bird beat out Magic Johnson for Rookie of the Year. They came out together. That checks out.
I remember when they did. Well, I don't remember, but I remember seeing the clips of them doing their interviews while they were coming out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Held in Boston, Madison Square Garden Club. The first NBA All-Star game took place in what year?
I'm
going to give you about like a
70. 71.
1951 was the first NBA All-Star game. I thought it was also later, and I was very surprised I was in the 50s.
No shit.
Yeah. Now, probably looked a little different.
I'm like, what the fuck was an All-Star game in 1951? We weren't in it.
Right. Like, probably looked a little different.
With no All-Stars.
Ooh. Ooh, nice.
That was nice.
And there you have it.
There you have it. I don't. You gonna take that? You gonna take that test?
No, I'm not taking that test.
I'm scared. I'm scared I might miss a couple.
Just like the other one.
Wait, I didn't know this.
I'm already being tested a lot this month. I don't want to add another one onto it. I just don't.
I don't want to fail that test. I don't know how I had that conversation with people. Like, I didn't know this.
Then I gotta sit on the edge of my bed all quiet, wondering things about my life. Like, no.
I was fine till now. Is that what that was? Hey, y'all. Hey, look at him. Look at him. We're so thankful for you. Great night. We'll see you this Friday. Show's dropping. Make sure you click, like, subscribe. We'll be here. We'll see you on the Twitter this week for sure. We got some more dope content. Told y'all we're going to be bringing you more content this year. We've been on our content. We've been on our content game, bro.
We've been doing some content.
We've been doing some content for sure. Probably a What's Poppin' with Pops coming pretty soon as March Madness gets closer. All that fun shit. You guys really like these cameo quick videos, so we'll keep throwing those up there. Other than that, we'll see you Friday. We're off next week. Smoke weed every day.
Smoke weed every day.
Peace.
Cause I was like 2 years old, first time I heard a beat drop. Yeah. And by 3 years old, I'm learning how to beatbox. Yeah. 4 or 5 years old when I'm putting on the 45s. Final. Needle to the groove, I'm scratching up the sweet spots. Homie from the East Block, in Naptown where the fiends flock. Skip school all day, mama couldn't keep watch. Fresh fade with the Reeboks. Man, nah, nigga couldn't tell me nothing. I'm so sick in my own lane, preteen pimping, all the light skin, red bone loving. Boombox on with the headphones bumping, dreaming to find my niche. Cause I ain't really know back then when I picked up my first notebook and a black pen, that little nigga with a rhyme like this. I wasn't thinking to the days of a dope band, new EPs on a compact disc. Nah, shit, truth be told, I ain't know I could sound like this. For me back then, it was
all a dream. It was all a dream. It was all a dream. It was all a dream. It was all a dream. It was all a dream.
And this shit right here be the proof dreams do come true. And this shit